Jim Dalton uses future hedging technique, and also in future, how is that possible? See, Jim Dalton is kind of a trader that is looking for short-term imbalances, and he can keep tabs of multiple time frames at the same time. But that is Jim Dalton, so he can do it. I have tried, I have failed. Okay, so that is why I have decided not to confuse or combine multiple time frames at one point in time. Select one that you want to trade and monitor one higher, one lower, so that you are not trading against different time frames. That's the only objective I have of looking at one higher, one lower time frame. What he wants from the market, what kind of returns he wants from the market, what kind of trades he is comfortable with is always going to be completely different from you and me. I was fascinated by what he was doing for a long period of time. I even tried to trade like him, mixed success. Sometimes I used to do very good, then again some losses, and always used to be around break even. When my own trading changed is when I realized a few things. One is that I cannot be Jim Dalton, that's the first thing. Second is, if I want to be consistent, I want to select one time frame and stick to it. That is when my trading changed. Second, I decided what I want from the markets before I start trading. I don't want to try different time frames and then decide, okay, I think I am a good intraday trader. No. You become a good intraday trader if you are not comfortable with having the overnight exposure to the markets. If you are not comfortable, if you cannot sleep well, then you do whatever it is you have to do to become a good intraday trader, and then you use all these principles. It will help you in becoming a good intraday trader. But I am comfortable with holding my trades for 3-4 days till the weekly expiry and trade that way. But all this I realized over a period of time. I can tell you all these 2-3 things in one go, but it took me years to realize this. So first realization came in 1 year, second realization came 2 years after. And then what I think is the next realization, I had realized it somewhere in between, but I could not make sense of it. Now I have seen the big picture, I have experienced many situations. Now I can put them in a chronological order and tell you, look, this is important, then this is important, then this is important. Now I have stopped looking at what Jim does. I have stopped looking at any other trader. Now if someone comes to me and tells me I have this system, I have this indicator, it works like this, my mind shuts off. I just listen to it for the sake of being polite, but nothing goes in. Nothing will ever go in. Why? Not because I don't want to learn something new. I will pick any important points from that discussion. But if it is only about trading, only about taking entries, exits, or managing positions a certain way, unless it challenges my beliefs on a fundamental level, I'm not bothered about it. I'm not worried about it, and I won't ever spend even a minute thinking about it once that discussion is over. So this was again very painful because I was not making money when I took this decision. This is what I thought logically, that okay, if I keep deviating and getting distracted time and again in my trading, how will I become consistent? That was the main logical point here. Now, be it Jim Dalton, be it some other fantastic trader, I have that this one. I think I have which part is this? This is the second part. I think there is I also have the first part of this, and by the time I thought about buying the third part, things started changing here, so I did not buy the third part. I have the first one, which is like in shambles, because I have read it so many times I have read it. It is in a very bad situation. I think my son is reading that, so he must be having in his book rack. This is the second part. I have read this book so many times, the first one, the second one, and there are so many traders here who have done fantastic for them. And I used to think about trying to become like one of them in terms of trading logic and this and that. But then finally I realized that no, trading is an individual thing. You have to find your own niche. You have to find your own trading philosophy, so to speak, and stick to it. So thankfully that I have realized it, I don't want to change it for anything else. And I know it is exciting to see other traders do some weird things and then still come out on top. But if they are doing it logically and if they have developed their own trading philosophy, then it can happen. It can happen for you too. So taking inspiration from other traders good, but asking some basic questions and trying to find out your own answers is better.